So just when you think you are back on track after a couple of weeks off the blog, just being frankly lazy and having a lot of other stuff on to do, and I get all back on track and I post my blog post, and then I get hit by a summer cold slash sort of migraine thing, which did admittedly start out as a bit of a hangover, and then stretched out into a horrible cold, probably because it is my birthday today. Well, actually tomorrow, because I'm filming this a day ahead, but as you're watching it, my birthday today, and I'm going to be 27, and I think that's it. That's late 20s now. You just can't have a hangover without it turning into a sort of 5-day partial migraine. And also, we have some very exciting news coming up soon, and I've been busy with that. I can't tell you about it yet, but I promise I will tell you about it as soon as I can. But I do have something super exciting to do for you today. So today I am going to do my review of my first ever Bakes box, or Bakes Happiness in a Box, as it's as the title says. So this is an incredible concept. I'm sure loads of you have heard about like getting things in the post. You've got like Glossybox, Birchbox, all those sorts of things, especially in the beauty industry, where you get sent things as a month excuse me, as a monthly subscription through the post. This is what I've been referring to it as. I'm going to blame the end of the cold. What I've been referring to it as is basically DIY cake in the post. So every month you get one of these fabulous little boxes delivered through your door, no need to stay in or a parcel delivery, and inside you open it up and it's all lovely and beautiful and wrapped in beautiful pink tissue. I'm actually really excited about this. Even though I've had the box for like 2 weeks and I've just been all over places, I'm finally getting to do it. And basically the idea is inside your wonderful box you have a little letter and some instruction cards and everything you need to create the fabulous kind of bake of the month, which this month is, let me get the title right, Salted Caramel Chocolate Layer Cake. I mean, come on, there's a reason actually. I think it's, serendipity is the wrong word, that's when two things come together. I think it's fate, maybe, that actually I've been a bit under the weather and a bit busy and haven't been able to do this until my birthday, because this is a real birthday treat. So you get everything, and you get loads of cute little stuff. So everything's already sectioned out. So there's 2 cocoa packets this month, there's your caster sugar, icing sugar, self-raising flour, some seriously delicious looking salted caramel gooey sauce, little piping bag, a cute little wooden drizzle spoon. So the idea is that every month you get everything all the dry ingredients you need to create something fabulous, whatever the cake of the month is, plus a little bit of equipment to go with it, and step-by-step instructions on how to make that cake. So I thought I would do this for you today, and I'm really excited. I think it's an incredible concept, because I enjoy baking, but I always end up baking exactly the same cake, and it's always some variation on my tried and tested vanilla Victoria sponge recipe. And I can flavour it differently, and I can add things to it, and I can make it into cupcakes, or I can do big cakes, but essentially I'm doing exactly the same thing every time, because I'm not that adventurous when it comes to baking. So what I'm most excited about with this is that it makes me do something new, and something I would have never dreamed of doing, like a salted caramel chocolate layer cake that sounds way beyond my capabilities. It might still be way beyond my capabilities, but I'm sure with a little help from the fabulous Bakes team, I'm sure I'll get there. Close. Close. And for 3 lucky Twitter or Instagram people, I am going to tweet this and I'm going to Instagram this, and I have a fabulous friends discount code that I am going to give the first 3 people to comment back on either Twitter or Instagram. So that should be fun. Okay, I'm rambling. I think we should just get started because this looks great. So I'm going to move my little box to one side and read the instructions, which again is something I'm not very good. That's my little letter. I can put that to one side. Okay, so our box contains everything. I would also need to add 3 whole eggs, 250 grams of butter, 1 pack, and 100 grams of mascarpone, which I've left in the fridge because that's for the frosting later. Also need an electric whisk or mixer, 2 15cm round tins. Here's a confession for somebody that is meant to be a food blogger. Frog in my throat. I don't own 2 tins that are the same size. I know, for a food blog and everything, isn't that ridiculous? I do, however, have 1 15cm round tin, so I am going to just cook one, and whilst that cools, cook the other. And a wire rack for cooling. I've got that in the cupboard, ready, let's bake. Turn it over, okay. Heat oven to 180, 160C or gas 6, done. Line the base of a 15cm round shallow baking tin with baking parchment. Okay, it's not shallow, but it's at least the right size, which for me is quite incredible. So I'm just going to whip a bit of butter around the base, and around the sides. There we go. I will pop that butter to one side. Okay, and here's some parchment. Here's something I prepared earlier in a blue piece of style. I'm going to line this. And the base. Okay. Ta-da! Pop that to one side. Okay, what's next? Place 150 grams of softened butter into a bowl and empty the sugar sachet. Let's give that a go. So, this has one of these little measuring things which aren't always the most accurate, but I'm going to go with it because, you know, it's me. So 150 grams is that much. Whoop. Now, my butter isn't actually particularly softened because me being me, I'm not that prepared and didn't take my butter out of the fridge in advance. It's been out of the fridge for 15 minutes or so now. So what I'm going to do is I am actually going to cut it just very roughly into 6 cubes just to help it along. Oh, but then of course I can't get them off my knife. Get it all under my fingernail instead, that's lovely. I promise my hands are clean. I wouldn't be scraping stuff off my nails, although still probably slightly gross. Okay, and the sugar sachet. So, not the icing sugar, the caster sugar. Here we are. Let's give this, let me double check. Yeah. Open this up and empty that in there. It's quite fun. Okay, using an electric whisk, beat together until light and fluffy. We can do that. Oh, we can do that if I've turned the plug on, which, you know, always helps. Okay, we're looking pretty good. Nice and yellow and fluffy and lovely. Ooh. I don't particularly know why I'm doing that, just having a little scrape. Okay, what is the next step? Crack 3 fresh eggs into the mixture and continue mixing until fully incorporated. Okay, let's get cracking. Ah, oh, too easy, too easy. In the eggs go. Now, as regular viewers will know, I like to live life on the edge and not pre-crack my eggs into a cup first to make sure they're not rotten. But with this I probably should have, because if one of them was rotten it would be bad and I would have to kind of substitute the lovely dry ingredients that were given to me for other ones. But that's okay, we seem to have got away with it. Okay, back under. Okay, I would say that is fully incorporated. And now I'm going to scrape this down. I just thought when that was spinning, oh, I had something else I wanted to say about Baked Box. I completely forgot what it was whilst I was scraping. It'll come to me. I'm just going to give it a scrape down the sides just to make sure everything's come together. It's pretty runny at this stage. I think this is going to be a fairly slightly gooey chocolate cake. That's what I was going to say. I was going to say that along with the sheets, there are also every month online tutorials and tips on how to, and pictures on how this all comes together. So, especially for this one, because of the icing technique that goes in the middle of the cake. When I read it on here, I wasn't quite sure what she meant. What Amanda, the lovely, lovely brains behind this whole fabulous idea. But then she'd written a very helpful blog post with pictures that made lots and lots of sense. So that was what I was going to say as well. Okay, so next step. Add the flour and 1 cocoa sachet and fold in with a wooden spoon until the mixture is an even colour. Okay, 1 cocoa sachet, some flour. I'm not using a wooden spoon. Is that cheating? Okay, if the results are bad, it's because I didn't use a wooden spoon. Nothing to do with the bake. Ah. Hamming that up a little bit. Okay, in the flour goes. Covering myself a little bit. And 1 of the cocos. You know what would make this much easier is if, rather than trying to hack at it with a knife that has a bent tip or anything, I could actually just use scissors. Okay, oh, I can't because my kitchen scissors are really dull. Okay. Well, we always knew that I was never going to do this perfectly smoothly. In we go. And I'm going to give this a fold in with my big metal spoon. Okay, so it's looking pretty good, but it is a pretty stiff mixture, and it doesn't say so on the instruction sheet that came in the box, but having read the blog post, I know that she says if it's really stiff, do give a tiny splash of boiling water to help loosen it up. I'm going to do this. You don't want it to be too runny, but this is very, very stiff, more like icing stiff. So I'm just going to boil the kettle for a second. Okay, so I'm just literally adding a tiny splash in here, just to loosen it up a little bit. Okay, that's better. I don't want to loosen it up too much, just because I was warned that if you read the blog post, it doesn't want to be too runny mixture, so I think that's fine. I'm going to leave it like that. Now, I'm going to divide it between my 1 tin. And I am actually going to be OCD enough to measure up the mixture so that I completely evenly divide it, because basically the last time I made a cake, I didn't weigh my mixture. I did it by eye, and I ended up with 1 cake that was 2 inches high and 1 cake that was only 1 inch high, and it looked ridiculous. So I am, oh, this on millilitres, that's no good, grams, there we go. I am actually going to bother weighing it, and then divide exactly half into the tin. Okay, so that's about 630 grams, so I'm going to pour roughly 315 grams into my little tin here. Ooh, running out of room. See, I would have said that looked like half, but it's not. Bingo. Bingo. Just, I have a really bad eye for dividing things like this, I think. I don't think most people would have to weigh it. Okay, pop that to one side. I'm actually going to cover that in cling film and keep it to one side as I pop this one in the oven. Now, I'm going to give it a little push around. Does it say smooth the top? Split the mixture evenly between 2 prepared tins and place on the middle shelf of your heated oven for 15 to 20 minutes or until the cake springs back when touched. Be careful not to overbake, you want it a little bit squidgy. Okay, so it doesn't say to smooth it out in here, but I think I am going to anyway. Breaking the rules! This is such a cool idea, it really is. I mean, who doesn't want an excuse to bake an amazing cake every month? And for it to come right through your door. Alrighty, okay. In with the first one, and then what I'm going to do is, no, I'll check back in after the first one. I lied to you completely. I didn't check back in with you halfway through the cakes. I completely forgot that I was going to film that bit, and was getting on with it, buying the other cake in the oven, and just figured I wasn't going to go back and try and half do it. So, but the cakes are done, and look at them. They've sunk a little bit in the middle, and that's because, well, I'm hoping, in my baking knowledge, I could well be wrong, but I'm hoping that the centre is still a little bit moist and brownie-like, which is why it will sink down a little bit more. I mean, all cakes and all sponges will sink to some degree. So they only had 15 minutes each, which is the bare minimum. They said 15 to 20 minutes, and they were both looking pretty good at 15 minutes. And then I've allowed them to cool completely, which was sort of another 15 to 20 minutes. So, on with our next steps. Okay. To make the frosting, place the softened butter, mascarpone, icing sugar and cocoa into a bowl and whisk on full power for 45 minutes or until thick and glossy, including another splash of boiling water if needed. So, I've simply whipped out my batter paddle for a whisk attachment here. I'm going to remove the bowl. I'm actually going to add the mascarpone first because I need to measure that out, because this is a 250 gram tub. Here's one of my favourite jokes of all time. So when Ted and I were very first dating, I think it was on our sort of second or third date, what really wooed me was cheese jokes. He has like a whole host of cheese related jokes. One's like, what cheese do you use to get a bear down from a tree? Come on, bear! And I'm trying to think of others. What's my cheese but not your cheese? Natural cheese, although natural cheese doesn't really exist outside of the United States. And my favourite of them all is, what cheese do you use to hide a horse? Mascarpone! This just made me laugh. Anyway, I digress. We need 100 grams of this. Oh, I love that joke. I think I love that joke as well because it was something that he, from one of our first dates, it was a little bit sentimental as well. Okay, so, how have I done that? What are we measuring in grams? Okay, so that was smoothly done. I think I almost got it in my hair. Oh, 98. One little bit more. 100. Boom. I'm back to home. Only me and friends are eating this, so I'm totally allowed to lick a bit off the spoon. I don't know. Well, actually, having just had a cold, that's probably a really bad idea. Okay, new spoon. New spoon. I won't reuse this one. Also, probably now have mascarpone all around my mouth. Okay, so to that, there's the little mascarpone thing. We're going to add the rest of the butter. Here you go. And what else are we adding? Softened butter, mascarpone, icing sugar and cocoa. Here we are. Here is, let's manage to get a bit of cake batter on, the icing sugar. Ooh, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do this very neatly. Let's try. Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. Okay. The kitchen, by the way, it smells incredible. Those cakes smell so good when cooking. And cocoa. I'm in love with the cocoa. Sausage, who is currently pootling around at my feet, wondering who on earth I'm talking to and whether I'm talking to him. I'm not talking to you, sweetheart. My mum's dog, who's a cockapoo, called Coco, and he is in love with her so much. So I always have that song stuck in my head now. I'm in love with the Coco. Okay. I see. Whisk on full power for 45 minutes. Okay, let's give this a go. I'm going to start it on a lower power, just because if I went full power straight away, you just get a massive cloud of icing sugar and cocoa. So I'm going to start off low, and I will let you know if I think I need a little splash of water. I need a little splash of water or not. Scrape down the sides first. I think I'm going to add a drop, but literally just a drop, mostly to kind of help gloss it up a little bit. Because you do want it to be quite firm, because we're going to pipe it and it is going to form, you know, be squished in between the two cakes. It needs to be firm enough to hold them up. So, oh, I should have had something neat to put them down. Okay, there we go. Now it will look like a really well-used instruction sheet with chocolate stains on. So just, in fact, I'm actually going to go as far as to measure it out in a teaspoon. Tiny, tiny bit. That's it, literally 1 teaspoon. Not even a measuring teaspoon, even less than that. Okay, back in, and I'm going to leave it for another few minutes. We are looking great. This is looking gorgeous and thick and wonderful. Really, really nice. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to pop this out of the way. Over here, just to give us some more room to play with. And what do we say now? Fill your piping bag with the frosting and cut the end into a 10-pence sized hole about 4 centimetres from the end. Okay, so I find filling piping bags much easier to do. Open it up and fold it over a glass. And I actually often use a knife. Scrape off Mr. Spoon here. And I'm just going to use a palette knife and push it down and in. There we go. Oh, getting chocolate everywhere. I suppose that was inevitable, making a chocolate cake. No harm worrying, no point crying about that. I'm trying to mix so many analogies there. No point crying over spilled milk, no harm in that. Anyway, okay. Look at that, yum yum yum. I'm going to push it down. Just about 4 centimetres from the end of 10-pence piece. Okay. Alright. I think I got an eye for that. So, moving everything. Jiggling, juggling, moving everything over. So I'm going to move our cakes up and onto here. And actually, it's probably best to do without this in the way. This is going to be my base cake and this is going to be my top cake for no particular reason other than this has a bit more of a dip in it, so I'm going to cover that as this has a dip still, but it has a slightly smoother top. So, cut 10-pence piece, about 4 centimetres from the top. I reckon that's that there. What does it say next? Coming to the end, we're on the final step. Okay, gently squeeze even-sized amounts of frosting around the edge of the cake and then fill the centre in the same way. We can do that. Alrighty. The big one in the middle here. Okay, then I've got 2. I'm worried I didn't go too close enough to the edge. Oh well. Oh well, let's have a look. Sit that on there. Okay, I think I went slightly close to the edge next to me, so I think when I take a photo, we'll photograph it from the edge that looks slightly better. Let's do the same up here. Okay, it is not perfect, but it's pretty good. Still have plenty of frosting left, but not to worry, I am sure we can find a use for that. Read straight into my mouth. Okay. Place the other half of the cake gently on top and repeat. Use your baked drizzle spoon to drizzle the caramel all over the top, allowing some to fall down the sides of the cake. Now, I also read on the blog that in like the extra helpful videos that it's good to give this a bit of a stir first. I'm just going to try and squish it out here. I know that we've gone like a bit nuts for it, and it's basically salted caramel everything now, but I have to say I really do like it, because I always liked, and still do, if you go to the cinema, getting them to give you half sweet, half salty. It's really good. I love that kind of, so I'm not the biggest sweet person, so a little bit of salt in there. And I am all over it. Okay. It's so cute. Look at this little spoon. Is it going to be drizzleable? Half wondering about adding a tiny little splash of water to this, just to make it drizzleable. Oh yeah, now we're talking. Alrighty, let's do this. Not take it. I don't really know in what sort of fashion I want to do this, so I'm just going to let it kind of do its own thing. I hope it will come around the edge and get some to drizzle over the edge of the cake. Everybody knows calories don't actually exist on your birthday. It's been proven. Your birthday, holidays, special occasions, Christmas, that sort of thing, just don't exist. They just scientifically, they just disappear. Ah! Getting caramel everywhere. All right, I think I'm out. Look at that! That looks great! I will take a photo for you and add my photo to the beginning and end of this. But this looks amazing. I am so impressed. I'm so impressed because it's little things like piping up in the sort of little mounds and drizzling afterwards with something like caramel that I would just never think about. I would just kind of, you know, use a palette knife, slop on the frosting as I would all the time. And actually, just piping it just very simply up into those little spikes makes such a difference to the overall appearance of it, and I would have never thought to do it. That is amazing. I am so impressed, and I'm already now super excited to see what comes in the post next month. And that's the great thing. You get something new in the post every month, and you can do something different. So, well, I am off to take a photo of this, put it excitedly in the fridge, because I don't think I can quite justify eating any today, unless I stay up until midnight and then have a midnight slice of cake on my birthday, on the strike of 12. And I am going to have this with a glass of champagne for breakfast tomorrow morning, because I can, because it's my birthday.